Hillary Rodham Clinton atau lebih dikenal sebagai Hillary Clinton lahir pada tanggal 26 Oktober 1947 di Chicago, Illinois, Amerika Serikat. Hillary merupakan pengacara dan politisi Amerika yang menjabat sebagai senator Amerika pada tahun 2001 hingga 2009. Hillary juga pernah menjadi Menteri Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat pada tahun 2009 hingga 2013 dalam masa kepemimpinan Presiden Barack Obama. Hillary pernah menjabat sebagai Ibu Negara Amerika Serikat dari tahun 1993 hingga 2001 selama pemerintahan suaminya Bill Clinton, Presiden ke-42 Amerika Serikat. Sebagai calon presiden dari Partai Demokrat pada tahun 2016, Hillary menjadi wanita pertama yang menduduki kursi kepresidenan dari sebuah partai besar di Amerika Serikat. Ayah Hillary yang bernama Hugh Ellsworth Rodham merupakan seorang pebisnis sukses di industri tekstil, sedangkan ibunya Dorothy Emma Howell Rodham merupakan seorang ibu rumah tangga. Pada tahun 1969, Hillary lulus dari Wellesley College dan memperoleh gelar Bachelor of Arts. Hillary kemudian melanjutkan studi politiknya dengan masuk ke Yale Law School, Connecticut, Amerika Serikat. Setelah lulus dari Yale Law School pada tahun 1973, Hillary mulai membangun karir hukumnya dengan menjadi penasihat Kongres. Pada tahun 1974, Hillary memutuskan pindah ke Arkansas. Dan setahun kemudian, pada tahun 1975, Hillary menikah dengan Bill Clinton. Dia menjadi rekan wanita pertama di Ross Law Firm pada tahun 1979. Setelah Clinton menjadi gubernur Arkansas, Hillary menjadi First Lady of Arkansas pada Januari 1979 hingga selama 12 tahun, yaitu pada tahun 1979 hingga 1981 dan 1983 hingga 1992. Pada tahun 1992, ketika Bill Clinton maju sebagai kandidat presiden Amerika Serikat, Hillary turut ikut menjadi sorotan publik. Hingga akhirnya pada tahun 1993, Hillary benar-benar menjadi First Lady setelah Bill Clinton terpilih menjadi Presiden Amerika Serikat. Berikut ini merupakan kutipan ataupun quotes dari Hillary Clinton.
The challenge now is to practice politics as the art of making what appears to be impossible possible. Don't confuse having a career with having a life. What we have to do is to find a way to celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our communities. When women participate in the economy, everyone benefits. Don't spend my hours plotting for somebody else's downfall. The worst thing that can happen in a democracy as well as in an individual's life is to become cynical about the future and lose hope. I believe that the rights of women and girls is the unfinished business of the 21st century. In too many instances, the march to globalization has also meant the marginalization of women and girls. And that must change. There is one lesson from the past, in particular, that we cannot afford to ignore. You cannot make progress on gender equality or broader human development without safeguarding women's reproductive health and rights. There's a lot of fear. In fact, teachers and parents are calling it the Trump effect. Bullying is up. A lot of people are feeling, uneasy. A lot of kids are expressing their concerns. Faith is like stepping off a cliff and expecting one of two outcomes. You will either land on solid ground or you will be taught to fly. Let's learn from the wisdom of every mother and father who teaches their daughters there is no limit on how big she can dream and how much she can achieve. There's a certain consistency to who I am and what I do, and I think people have finally said, well, I kinda get her now. I've actually had people say that to me. There are rich people everywhere, and yet they don't contribute to the growth of their countries. You show people what you're willing to fight for when you fight your friends. You don't walk away if you love someone. You help the person. Everybody has setbacks in their life, and everybody falls short of whatever goals they might set for themselves. That's part of living and coming to terms with who you are as a person. Human rights are women's rights, and women's rights are human rights. Let us not forget that among those rights are the right to speak freely and the right to be heard. Violence toward women isn't cultural, it's criminal. We've got to address the systemic racism in our criminal justice system. The American people are tired of liars and people who pretend to be something they are not. Our prisons and our jails are now our mental health institutions. I have a history with charismatic, attractive men who just wear me out. Being human, we are imperfect. That's why we need each other, to catch each other when we falter, to encourage each other when we lose heart. Some may lead, others may follow, but none of us can go it alone. My husband may have his faults, but he has never lied to me. Voting is the most precious right of every citizen, and we have a moral obligation to ensure the integrity of our voting process. It is a fact that around the world the elites of every country are making money. You can be maybe rented but never bought.